Let's get this motherfucker started. Hey guys, for today's video, we're gonna be testing a foundation. It is this one right here. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I know I'm late to this, but the shade that I think is best for my skin tone has been sold out forever from the Ulta website, so I haven't had a chance to pick it up until just recently. I'm so excited to try this. I've been wanting to try forever and ever because I heard good things about it. Now, I haven't really watched a lot of dedicated reviews. I've just heard people say that they like it and they've been using it and it's really good, but I don't know like exactly how it performs. I have the shade F8.5. This is supposed to be good for light to medium skin with more warm undertones, which is what I am right now since I'm pretty pale. I don't have really a tan anymore whatsoever. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it up on the Ulta app and I'll tell you guys how much it is. This foundation retails for $12. Super amazing price point, especially if it's a badass foundation. They have 28 shades, I think. Is that what I just saw? Hold on, I'm lost. Sorry, they have 24 shades, so definitely could do better in that department. They go from fair all the way up to deep dark, so pretty cool that they have like the really deep dark. They definitely have more lighter to medium shades than they do dark, so they could do better with that, but you know, it is what it is. This is not a new thing. I've said this before in past videos. Like these shade ranges, sucking is not a new thing. It's always been like this. It is getting better with a lot of brands, I will say, but you know, it's not a new thing. So yeah, actually look, my shade is sold out again. I'm looking at it right now. A light medium skin tone with a yellow undertone. So yeah, it's been sold out forever. It finally came back in stock. So I was like, let me grab it while I can. It is supposed to be a full coverage foundation, offers lightweight yet buildable coverage, designed to suit every skin type and tone, oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish. It won't settle into fine lines or cling to dry patches. That is a lot that they're claiming that this does, because if it's a demi-matte, I don't see how this would be good for dry skin, because even the L'Oreal Pro Matte, you guys know how I feel about that foundation. I do use it on my dry skin clients, but I have to heavily prep the skin. I'm wondering how that would work out. I also definitely have a problem with my foundation settling into finer lines. That's something I'm really starting to notice lately, especially around my smile lines and then up here in between my brows and my forehead. I'm starting to notice that a lot of foundations are starting to settle. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator. I'm not gonna like that because it's not sanitary, but that's okay because my Physicians Formula one is like that. I just put it on the back of my hand and use it from there. Offers highly pigmented coverage that can be layered or diffused. Vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, oil-free. Okay, cool. So let's just go ahead and test this out. I already have my skincare done. I have my primers on. Oh, this is gonna be a full day wear test, so I'll check in and take you with me through the day. Now, when I do these types of videos, I use my Holy Grail products. I use my Smashbox Radiance Finish Primer. I use my Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Primer. I'm gonna go ahead and use this, and then I'm gonna use my Peach Perfect Powder, which I love, my Shape Tape, and then my Brighten Up banana powder to set, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use this to finish off. I don't like to test new primers, powders, or anything like that because I want to give it a fair of a shot as possible. So I have my skincare, I have my primer. I'm gonna go ahead and use a sponge because that's how I apply my foundation. I don't use brushes. I don't like brushes. I will never use a brush. I'm saying that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my L'Oreal sponge. I forgot to wet it, so I'm gonna go wet it and then I'll be right back and we'll go ahead and jump into the video. I got my hair done over the weekend, so I have a stain around my face right now. I've already washed my hair and I've been washing my face like every day, obviously, and it won't come off. But we're gonna ignore that. It's fine. I have a little pimple. Where is it? It's right here. So we'll see if that covers. We'll see if it covers my redness. Like I have some redness right here. And then on this side, my rosacea is mild, but it's been acting up lately. I don't know why. I did a video on the NYX, actually I have it right here, the glitter goals. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with this. If you guys haven't seen that video, check it out. It is a good one. Spoiler alert, these are amazing. Ugh, foundations always smell so bad to me. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shake this because it seems a little liquidy first impression. I don't like these doe foot applicators. I think I already mentioned that, but these are just so unsanitary when you wipe it all on your face and then you stick it back into the bottle. I feel like they're just harboring bacteria. I don't know why companies think that's like innovative. I mean, I guess it's innovative, but just give us a pump, you know? I'm gonna take 2 swipes. Actually, let's do, oh, this is like really watery. Anyways, my last video, you guys, there's this one part of the video, like when I zoom in, where you can just see like one gray hair on the side. And I was like, why? I was so depressed. And then my birthday's this weekend, it's on Saturday, and I'm turning 29. And I'm like legit, I'm really upset about it. I know I'm being kind of ridiculous, but I'm like, I just don't know like what's happening with life. Like, where is life going, you know? Does anybody else ever feel that way? I know I'm being so silly, but okay, let's jump into the video because I'm talking too much. I need to stop talking so much in my videos. I took 3 little swipes and it looks just like that. You can kind of see it's pretty liquidy. It's already running down my hand, but actually I don't mind that. I like a thinner, more opaque, like pigmented foundation. So let's just do some little dots on my face and let's see how this initially applies. I have a clean sponge right here. This is the L'Oreal one. Oh, it smells so fucking bad. It has a really strong scent. Scents don't usually get to me, but this is like almost unbearable, I'm not gonna lie. Ew, it smells like freaking paint thinner. Okay, I need to stop being a bitch. It's clinging right here and I don't even have primer under my eye. Okay, what the hell? To me, this doesn't look like light medium. This looks like it's light. Like it's more, it's definitely lighter than my chest, that's for sure. I don't understand why this is so light. If this is light medium, why is it lighter than my chest? I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it's like a shade lighter than my chest. This is so freaking light. I feel like it's really grabbing on my forehead. Even look at my eyes. I mean, I know my eyes are really dry. I did put on a lot of eye cream, but it says it doesn't grab and it's grabbing like all the dry patches on my eyes. Do you guys see like the side of my nose? Like it's definitely grabbing and my skin's not even dry right now. I'm gonna try to build this up. So let's go ahead and do that. Also, this color to me looks a little more neutral than yellow. Like I feel like my face is looking a little washed out. Things are not really looking great, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it so far because it's definitely grabbing to my skin. And I'm not even, like, I don't even have dry skin. Like my eyelids, I told you guys in my last video, and I've been saying this, that my eyelids are super dry right now. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're really, really flaky. Over here where my, like I have a little more like patchiness, it's definitely grabbing. And it claimed that it doesn't grab to dry skin, so that's a lie. But okay, we're gonna test it. You know, sometimes when I go in and use facial sprays like my rose water spray, sometimes it actually brings everything together and makes it look better, but the shade is too light for me. So if anything, I would have to exchange this for a darker shade because this is definitely too light. Okay, so it did cover up the redness on my cheeks. I don't see any more redness. It's definitely settling. Yeah, it's settling right here. It just looks like I have really dry skin and I put on a matte foundation. Okay, let's just go ahead and move on. So I'm gonna take my concealer. I'm gonna do my concoction I've been doing lately. I don't even think I can use that much of this because my face is so much lighter than my chest. I'm just gonna do a dab and then I'll go ahead and do my light sand. The concealer is going over really nicely. I don't feel like it's getting cakier, it's layering nicely. Okay, it looks cakey on my nose. It looks really, okay, so I said it didn't look cakey. Now that I'm kind of up close, oh my god, I'm getting so aggravated. I just look so dry right now. Okay, let me just go ahead and finish. I'm gonna set and powder my face and then I'll let you guys know how things are looking. It's 1:36 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just start the wear test right now because I just sprayed my face. It obviously needs to dry, like my face is glistening. I just look dry and dehydrated. So I did spray a lot of that facial spray. We'll see how it looks afterwards. It's looking better now that I sprayed my face. To me, I look cakey even though this is not completely dry yet, like especially on my nose. I used to have my nose pierced a couple years ago, so like around my piercing, I'm looking really dry and crepey. I'm looking very cakey on my chin, and then it's already settling. Like, it's already settled right here into my finer lines. I will say this is full coverage. I see nothing showing through. So that is a nice plus, because a lot of drugstore foundations are not full, but it's definitely cakey. I only built up coverage around my cheeks, just where I could still see redness. I didn't do a second layer of anything anywhere else because I was pretty satisfied with the way that it looked, just one thin layer. Usually with a lot of foundations that I'm testing that claim to be full coverage, I don't really find that they're full coverage. I'll find that they're good coverage and they're medium to full, but not completely full like they claim. This, I think, is definitely full coverage. I'm really hoping the camera does it justice. Yeah, I think I can see it. Like here, it's looking a little dry. See, it's grabbing. Where I had my mattifying primer. Now that could be because I use a mattifying primer. However, I always use this primer under every foundation that I wear, and I've never had an issue like that. My chin is definitely looking cakey. I know you guys can see that. Do you see how it's kind of settled in my smile lines? I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face one more time. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna just not even recommend this for dry skin, just off of my first impression, because I'm not dry and it's grabbing. Like down here where I used my Radiance primer, I don't use a mattifying primer down here, and it's grabbing in this area. I also only built it up right here. I didn't build it up down here at all. So that was just the first layer that did that. I do like it a little bit better after the facial spray. Now I know that's kind of like a step that a lot of people might not take. It might not be realistic for a lot of people to do a facial spray or a setting spray. It did look a little bit better after a facial spray, but maybe like the average person doesn't use a facial spray, you know? They might not be as high maintenance as I am. So that is something to consider. We'll see how this lasts. I'll take you guys with me throughout the day. I'll do one check-in during the day, a couple hours in, I'll try to do about 3 hours in, and then I'll do it at the very end of the night before I wash my face. I low-key wanna like continue Christmas shopping, even though like it's November, like the beginning of November. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Hello! Okay, so it is 4:55, almost 5 o'clock. It's been about 3.5 hours. I like to do a check-in when I do foundation reviews. Not only that, just reviews in general, because I feel like, especially with foundation and complexion products, you really see how the product performs after it's kind of been sitting on your skin, when your oils start to come out. And I feel like, especially for me, I'm sure a lot of you oily people will agree with me as well. If you're really oily, you know what I'm talking about, where after a couple of hours that stuff usually starts to move. At least for me, I notice it after just a few hours, even just as little as like 2 sometimes. So I like to do a check-in around this time, and actually, I'm not gonna lie, this foundation is starting to grow on me a little bit more as time goes on. Now, it does still look pretty cakey down here. It doesn't look as bad as when I first applied it. I think after it kind of settled and mixed with my skin and my oils, things are starting to look a little bit better. It hasn't really moved or anything down on my chin where I showed you guys earlier, but I'm surprised my T-zone hasn't budged, as crazy as that sounds. And I'm even looking at it myself like, no, there has to be something wrong. Like, everything's still on my nose. Now, I am a little shiny. I'm not too shiny. It's not that bad to the point where I feel like I even need to blot. Sorry, my nose is super itchy. It's allergy season right now. But my nose hasn't budged. Like, that's crazy to me. Actually, maybe a little bit right here. It is starting to move. Definitely not as bad as the ColourPop one. I will say that. I did not like that foundation at all. Let me go ahead and show you guys my chin. And down here, do you see around my mouth how it's kind of settled in my smile lines? I thought it was gonna get worse throughout the day, and it actually hasn't. It looks the same pretty much, except of course like right around here, but that's pretty normal for me, you know, because I am oily. So not too bad. So I'm gonna check in one last time. I'll probably check in around 9 o'clock or so. I'm so freaking hungry. I wanna go and make dinner because I'm so hungry. Also, let me show you guys this mascara. Oh my god, it's so good. I used it today, the Wander Beauty. This is the Unleashed mascara. I'm usually not an advocate for expensive mascaras, but I really like it. I think my lashes look super pretty, and I didn't even curl them or anything. I also don't really like a new mascara. I usually like one that's been a little kind of broken in, but I actually really like it, so I wanted to mention that. And I'm gonna go ahead and go cook dinner to feed my fat ass, and I'll be back in a little bit, so I'll check in with you guys later. Okay guys, so it's around 7:30 right now. It might be a little bit after 7:30, but I'm ready to take this off. I was gonna leave it on until about 9, but honestly, I kind of want to go to bed early. So I only had this on for 6 hours today, but I feel like it pretty much looks the same. Like, it has started to move a little bit. It looks really bad down here now. Let me see if I can get you close enough. Like, I don't know if you guys, I don't even know if the camera's doing it justice, but it looks super, super cakey down here. I know I'm on my phone, I'm not on my camera. I can't film right now with my camera because Matthew's in the office, which his computer's in there, and then I film in there too, and he's playing a loud ass game. So I'm just gonna end it right here because I'm just ready to take it off. Like, I'm just not, I keep looking at my skin and I'm like, oh, I just want to take it off. Like, I feel gross, you know? And then I'm gonna try this again tomorrow, but with a different primer. I don't think this works so well with a matte primer, and I think I need to go in with a lighter hand. It's still kind of the same around here. Like, it's cakey. It started to come off around my lips. It hasn't really worn away that bad on my nose. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't, because usually that is the hardest spot for me to keep makeup on. I have gotten a little oilier, but it's not horrible around my nose. I don't know what happened down here. I guess I just went in too heavy. That's honestly the only thing I can think of, because it's not really super cakey everywhere else. It's just in here and then around my chin. I'll go ahead and check in tomorrow evening. I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna have it on for at least 8 hours tomorrow. I think I'm gonna try it with the Cover FX primer, the smoothing primer, or I'm gonna try it with maybe the Professional. I'll make sure to let you guys know. I don't know yet, obviously, but when I decide, I'll make sure to let you guys know tomorrow. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here. I need to clean. This room's disgusting. I will be back tomorrow and I'll let you guys know my final thoughts. And yeah, that's it for now. Hello, everybody. So it is Tuesday. I'm not in my usual setup. I'm actually in my room sitting in front of my vanity. I'm sure you can see right behind me. I had my ring light over here. I just didn't feel like taking it back over to the office. And I kind of want to wash my face. Like, it's that time. But I have a big update for you guys. 1 o'clock was when I did my foundation. It's now 9. It's been 8 hours. You guys, I stand to be corrected because I actually really like this foundation. So first, let me just get a little bit closer so you guys can see. Now I'm on my phone, so this isn't like the best quality. Honestly, I thought I was still gonna hate it today and it was gonna get worse, but it looks so good. Okay, so obviously you can see I'm shiny. I did have to blot once today. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Usually, sometimes even with mattifying foundations, when I do blot, the foundation looks worse, or it gets cakey, or it just kind of moves, especially a heavy one like this. But can we look at my skin? Especially here, foundation never stays on this part of my face, especially after 8 hours. It's moved a little bit here, but it's not too terrible. But I showed you guys yesterday how I was so cakey down here, but look, it looks so good. I used it with this primer. This is the Cover FX blurring primer, so it's not a mattifying primer. So I'm gonna go ahead and say for this foundation, I would not recommend using a mattifying primer. I think it's just because that the foundation is so matte and it's so full coverage that a mattifying primer is just too much. So I used that primer, my Smashbox primer, and then I used my Too Faced powder, and I think the mattifying primer was just too much for it. It did glide on much more seamlessly. I used a sponge, of course. Also, I wanted to mention that I went in with much less product. I think I went in with too much product, and that's what made it so cakey as well. So I just took one swipe from the doe foot, put it on my hand, and I literally did tap, 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 and it covered this whole part of my face, even the side of my nose, and that was perfect. I think with this foundation, thin layers is key. If you want to go in and build it up, take the smallest amount, or maybe even take a concealer and go in and build it up where you want to. But other than that, it looks so good. I was even telling Matthew all day, I was like, dude, I hated this foundation yesterday, but today it looks flawless. It seriously looked flawless. I started to get oily, I noticed, after about 4 hours. So I looked in the mirror, because we actually left the house about 5:30. So let's say I put it on at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4.5 hours. Yeah, I count on my hands, okay? I started to get oily, but it wasn't bad. Like, the oils didn't come through that bad. It just looks so much better today. Don't go in heavy. This is not one where you go in and cake it on your face and blend it out. No, this is gonna get cakey. It's gonna get bad. If you go in with a really thin layer, like, I'm not kidding, almost I was at the point where I was like, this is such a little amount of product I don't even think this is gonna cover, but it does. I do like it a lot. I'm not gonna be able to use it with mattifying primers, but honestly I don't feel like I need to use a mattifying primer with this foundation, so pretty good. It isn't my shade, it's still a little bit too light for me, but I can mix it in with darker foundations until I lose more color. I still have a little bit of color from the summertime, so I can mix it in and then I can just use it on its own when I get really pale. I'm really glad that I actually tested it out again. Sometimes I get frustrated and I'm like, okay, I don't like this and I'm not going to use it again. I'm definitely guilty of doing stuff like that, but I'm glad I actually tested it out with a different primer. And yeah, that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, let me know if you've used this foundation and if you've tried it different ways and with different like bases and powders and stuff like that. I think that's all I have to say. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe before you go and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in my next one.